and Society of Professional Journalists statewide contest. Vasquez earned a bachelor's degree in journalism from the University of Colorado Boulder. International experience includes undergraduate studies at the University of Seville in Spain and positions with Spain's official wire service, La Agencia Efe, and the New York Times Bureau in Madrid. Vasquez earned certificates in integrated marketing and corporate communications from the University of Denver, where she completed a master's degree in applied communication. She served on the board of directors of the Latin American Educational Foundation for 5 years, was honored by the Girl Scouts of Colorado as a Woman of Distinction, and was featured on the cover of Denver Woman magazine, which is some of the stories we're looking at, right?
Absolutely. Once again, I have with me Greg Nieto from Fox 31 and the Deuce. We're live on Facebook. You can say hi to everybody there, Greg. And what we're doing is we're doing a celebration of life. I know that you just never know. I mean, we had planned to do an interview in person live, and it just and I still ask myself, Greg, is what made me reach out to her? I cannot. I mean, my old age, I can't remember why I reached out to her. And she was wide open to it. She said, "Yeah, I'd love to come on and talk to you about what I'm doing now and all of this stuff." And lo and behold, I got a call from Henry on Thursday morning. He said, "Who would say you were going to interview?" I said, "Sherri Vasquez." And she says, he tells me, "Sherri Vasquez is no longer with us." And I said, "What the heck?" For those of you who don't know, Sherri Vasquez passed away last Thursday night in her sleep. And you know, it's considered sleep apnea. Is what I understand. Don't take my word for it. I reached out to Sal Gomez, and Sal just spoke with him minutes ago, her husband. It's pretty busted up.
You know, I can imagine. I was going to ask you, I mean, you know, as you mentioned, on this end of things, happens to me all the time. I haven't talked to someone in a while, and I'll reach out to them. It's just for some reason they become top of mind. But
right.
Why did Sherri become top of mind, you suspect?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. I think maybe it was divine intervention, where maybe it was a way of saying, "Hey, you need to reach out to this lady," because, you know, I don't know. I really don't know. But I know that we crossed paths. We saw each other, said hello to everyone. We never had what you call it a conversation, and I think that's was important for me to bring you in. I appreciate you coming in. A lot of you are going on in the Denver area. Wow, my God, this city's going crazy, but I appreciate you stepping in, and I think you would maybe have a little more insight as to where her mind was in the early days and what was happening.
Well, I mean, I was born in Denver, and then education took me to California during my early adulthood. When I came back, I mean, Sherri was one of the ones that was, in my estimation, plugged in as a left-wing journalist. In my mind, you know, a trailblazer up there with, Prince Leo still on the air,
Right.
Bev Martinez from Channel 2 News, at least on the broadcast side.
Right.
And, she was just someone that you knew. If you didn't know her, it was someone that you should know.
Absolutely, and she was one that I never actually got to sit down and talk to, and I wanted to, and that was my goal to do today. And the more I read about her, God, she was so well connected and interviewed so many nationally known people, and being locked in with PBS and all those interviews. Unfortunately, we couldn't get them to unlock the vault so we could actually show some of her work. She had a real nice program called the Latin Group, right? I don't know if you ever saw that.
I did.
But it was really interesting because she would definitely highlight Latinos in all forms of contemporary world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was so cool. And she could either, bring it down to the level or take it up. I mean, she could get it at the drop of a dime. And that's, I saw her from the screen side, and I said, I got to get this lady in here. But from your conversations with her, Greg, what do you think she was thinking?
Well,
and then the early years.
I mean, I just know that when we really first started communicating, which goes back to 2000, we'd see each other at a number of charity events, and it just transcended from just how you know to seeking each other out. And we communicated a lot on social media and email, and she was always very supportive, especially as a much younger journalist, someone who grew up and evolved as a journalist in the same market.
Right.
It was important to me because of that perspective of what Denver once was, what it was at the time, and what it is now.
Right.
It was important to me to have that sort of historical perspective.
Absolutely, and the fact that she was from North Denver. Did you go to high school with her?
I did not go to high school.
No,
She was just a couple years older than me.
Okay.
But
yeah,
especially some of the bars that I went to in North Denver, she was
She's-
known in many different circles, which to me is the ultimate compliment, right?
Absolutely, and Sherri, she was a fun-loving person outside of her job. She'd love to have a good time. She was very approachable. I think that's a good way to say it. Very approachable. And I sent you a text of what Sal Gomez sent me. And again, I try to get Sal on, but today is just not a good day for him. And our condolences go out. I'm talking about Sherri's husband, and our condolences go out to the Gomez and the Vasquez family. And you can go ahead and read that because I kept.
So again, this is from Sal, her husband.
Yes.
Yep. Paul, I would like for your listening audience to know that Sherri always considered herself a journalist, both print and television. Sherri was happiest when she could combine her two loves, journalism and the Hispanic community. When she could use her journalism skills and profession to work on behalf of the Hispanic community, she was the happiest. In the past 5 years, Sherri had turned her skills and attention to the spiritual healing arts and was teaching tarot classes in various places throughout the metro area. And since I'm attaching the bio, thank you again for your thoughtful kindness.
So we did, and Sal is another one that I used to see him at all these Hispanic award celebrations and the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce events, but I never had a chance to meet him one-on-one. And I spoke to him this morning. It felt like I'd known him forever. And it's just some of these things that bring a community together. And I think us being in the world of journalism and radio and television, it brings us together as a community. You got Andrew Hill, you got all these Hispanic people in the media, where a lot of times I think in her time it probably wasn't as prevalent as it is now. And it's kind of hard for you to say this, but I can. It's not easy for Hispanics to break into radio and television because of whatever's going on around them. And I think Denver's kind of an open market, more of you've got a plethora, melting pot of people, so that creates opportunities for people like yourself.
Yeah, I think of her a lot when I first started, and I was trying to get started in journalism. I still belong to an organization called the California Chicano News Media, and their basic premise is, there were a few that opened the door, and once you're in as well, it's your job to, pave the way for those that follow behind you.
Absolutely.
And again, I've used this phrase already, but Sherri to me exudes that. I mean, she probably fought a lot of battles like you did to get where she got. And once she was there, she didn't forget about those coming behind her.
Absolutely.
I owe a lot to her.
Let's hear a little bit from Sherri Vasquez right now.
Reporting from the NCLR conference, National Council of La Raza in Chicago. And here we have with us Roy Cosme, who is with Pfizer Helpful Answers. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for.
So we're live on Facebook, brother. Even though we're not on the live on Facebook. Okay. So anyway, hi everybody on Facebook. Those of you people that are logged in, and as we're doing this tribute to Sherri, you're welcome to put some notes and something that reminds you of Sherri, or something cute, something funny that reminds you of Sherri. We love to share it with everyone else. I mean, now with the technology that we have available, and Henry being such an influence announcer. This guy Henry, he must not speak well.
I don't think I've ever, I don't think I've ever seen him not smiling.
Right. Yeah, he could have it heavy, thick, but yeah, if you'd like to share, because I know a lot of people were going to go online and see, what was going to be said. We don't call it a eulogy, we call it a tribute, a celebration of life, because I think that's what Sherri's living like. We appreciate you being locked in, and we'll do about another 10 minutes of this. I woke up great from sleep, working overnights, and it's not easy, but he thought it was important that he be here with us. We appreciate to this special tribute.
Yeah, that's what we always try to do. I mean, across the road, if you will, and you're right. Also with the Channel 2 Fox, so I have a professional page, Gregory, NIETO, so we talk there as well. But see, on some level, we can also do some broadcast type story.
Nice.
So
that'd be awesome. It's just unreal seeing her, her professionalism, her the way she carries herself. Why don't you think that she ever decided to maybe become an anchor? Do you think that wasn't what she wanted?
I say this respectfully, but I just think that on some level, some journalists feel that by doing that, if you will, you're a little constrained in what you're able to do. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You have the journalists, you read them, and I'm not taking away because I do it. But at some level, as we're watching this, off screen here, I mean, she has the freedom to bring issues to the table.
Yes.
But if you're anchoring for one of the stations in town, you probably wouldn't have that opportunity.
That makes sense. So once again, if you'd like to post something on Facebook, say something funny about Sherri, you're welcome to do so. And any thoughts? Do you see something out there? Oh, okay. Yeah, and Greg is good at this. I'm just learning Facebook goes out. I see some stuff already came through here. So let's see. Wow. We're T-Cycles locked in. Appreciate you, T-Cycles. And everybody's just giving us some thumbs up. Sylvia Tazeri locked in. Margarita Ford, Robert Joseph, Joanne Hernandez, thank you all for being locked in. We're doing a special tribute to Sherri Vasquez, and once again, Fox 32 and the Deuce, and there you have the couple right there. That I think that was the actual interview that.
But they met?
Or they met, I think.
I was going to
say.
The way they're interacting there.
They're
not husband and wife yet.
No. There was in a very professional level. So there you have it. As they're kind of going back and forth, and you can kind of see a twinkle in each other.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's just a tribute to both of them, is that every time I would see Sherri, I would see Sal, or vice versa.
Right.
And the majority of the time it'd be at a charity event, but you would never, Sal couldn't make it tonight, or if I would see him on the off chance, it would never be, Sherri couldn't be there. I mean, they were always together.
Yeah, and they were both very busy people. Obviously, Sal working for a major company and all of that. So once again, those of you listening on KUHS, we're also live on Facebook and in studio with me from Fox 31 in Denver. We have Greg Nieto and the Deuce, and he's here with us, kind of giving us his input on Sherri Vasquez. And for me, I would have known her, I would have met her today, and we were talking about what was it that made me reach out to her last Tuesday, and if you put it down in my head, I couldn't tell you. That's just the way the way things happen in life, and we know that she's in a better place. I know they're going to do a celebration of life in about 3 weeks. Is what Sal told me, that they won't be doing anything for these 3 weeks. They aren't going to cremate her today, and that's why it's so hard for Sal to even consider coming on. But he wanted me to share with you and tell you thanks, and people here at KUHS, as we take life for granted, and we just don't know one day to the next. And that's why there's news one day to the next. I mean, there's stuff happening every day, and this city has so much ups and downs. And North Denver, because that's where she was from. And I'm going to share something with you, Greg. I think I shared it with you, but I'm going to share, and I'll let you read this. When we decided that she was going to come on my show, and it's dated, and I'm just like, wow, how can things happen like this? And everybody was like, there was a reason why, this happened the way it happened. And I'll let you read this.
And this is from
Sherri last Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
To me.
Wow. So you guys were communicating via text?
Yes. Okay. Check it out.
Hello, Paul. Here's some background from my media days. Thank you for thinking of me. Moved to Florida for 2 years to semi-retire. See, I didn't even know that part.
Yes.
That's why I guess I hadn't seen her in a couple of years. So glad to be back in Colorado. I miss the mountains, the familia, Colorado is the heart of the universe. Absence makes the heart go fonder. Please click on the link. I built your site myself. Ouch, 21st technology. Peace, love, Sherri Vasquez. So yeah, that kind of explains why I had not seen her physically in a couple of years.
Right. And I could have read that myself, so I'm glad you did. And Greg, once again, I appreciate you coming out. We got to catch up, man. We've got some stuff happening in the world of sports. Denver Nuggets, Avalanche, Broncos, which Sherri was a big avid fan of all three of them. And I'm sure she's up there smiling on Denver sports.
Yeah, it'd be nice to bring a title home for her.
That'd be awesome. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing?
Yeah, I just revert back to my opening statement that it means a lot to me. No longer a young journalist. I'm on the opposite end now, but it's people like Sherri, Tamara Banks, Bev Martinez, Dave Young, folks of that nature that it's important for them to excel in journalism and broadcast, but as important to teach the next wave and teach the values that are important, I think, in journalism. And again, as this stuff keeps running in front of us here of Sherri and her interview, I mean, she's so elegant, professional, and again, she just brought issues to the table that a lot of times just don't make it to the front page.
Oh no, and she was not afraid either. And I think maybe that's what you said is that being an actual anchor person versus what she was doing. She knew what she was doing, and she wanted to represent who she was and what she was about, and that was the only way she could be able to do it. Belen de Leon, which I thought could probably have ended up being a mainstay in this Denver area. She decided to leave us, man. I thought she was just good.
Is that breaking news? Because I gotta say I don't necessarily.
No, you don't watch the other networks. I know.
But apparently you do.
No, Belen. Well, I split the channel. The wife puts it back to 31.
I get it.
But anyway, we go to bed and get up.
Where's she going?
She left. She went to Los Angeles.
Oh, wow. All right.
There. So there was a couple, and the other one is Grego. I can't remember her first name. I saw her in Albuquerque television. I like to stay up with a lot of the Hispanic journalists and see what they're up to and all that. And that was one of the reasons why we wanted to share it. Greg, thank you for stopping by, my brother.
Anytime, man. Appreciate it.
Let's get together and have a couple of frosty pops. Yeah. And once again, this show and this segment has been dedicated to Sherri Vasquez, and our condolences to the Vasquez family, our condolences to Gomez, and let's love each other, man, because we never know when it's going to be our turn. Go ahead, run it. Okay.
Great photos.
Yeah, they are.
Photos that are on Facebook page.
Yeah, they're on Facebook. So we're gonna run some music here. So there you have it, folks. Once again, just a brief celebration of life for Sherri, and we're wearing a smile.
I can only imagine.
I'd like to thank everybody who locked in today. We'll be keeping you updated through our Facebook and Sal Gomez's Facebook. I understand there'll be a service of celebration of life in about 3 weeks. To everyone that send their condolences out to the family, appreciate you. Just remember, she was always about celebrating life. To you, Sherri Vasquez. Love the show. Black on this.
Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in all will be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I go? Will I sing?